Okay, while it's nice out, because I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, that other passion fruit decided to finally bloom. The South American one, Carulia. So here it is. I hope I get fruit like on the other one. It looks a little bit different. It's buds. It has those petals around the outside. This one over here has a little bit more kind of crowns to it or something. I don't know if it'll focus on that. But it's a whole capsule before it opens up. Oh, and the fruits on it are doing pretty well too. I think they're supposed to ripen to yellow, so I'm eagerly anticipating that. First week with the bird net up is good. I went out here and picked a cucumber. I think I've got a couple more forming. These are the green cucumbers. The orange and yellow ones are a little bit behind because the slugs ate them early in the season, right? So I picked a cucumber and one of those scallop squashes for a dinner sandwich. It was tasty. I think the other cucumbers honestly don't stand up to that wilt that the cucumber beetles spread as well. I've been picking my beans so that they don't get too big. These pumpkins are okay. The other ones are pretty badly warped and split from the what's it called, those moth caterpillars, right? So I think I gotta go through and inject BT again because it looks pretty gross. But I do have a couple that actually look pretty good that are forming. Where is it? There's one, and there's another good looking. See, this is why I say gotta inject again, because it's completely wilted. There's another good one back here, and everything else is doing okay. These pictures are putting up some more pictures too. I got a new hose because the ones from last year finally split, actually popped, so I got one. It's an expandable one again. It doesn't really expand as far as I want it to when I'm really letting water out into the garden, so I just ordered another one. Hopefully it comes today or tomorrow. So essentially 275 feet of expanded hose, but it really, when you're pumping water out, it's more like, I don't know, 100 feet, 150 feet. So I soaked everything last night for a good drink. There's some of that blue and white corn. The sweet corn is a little bit further behind because I planted it later because it wants it to be warmer when you plant it out. Peas are still struggling along. I've been picking all of the bush beans. These are the Vigevano Italian ones with the pink spots, and these are the dragon's tongue ones, the purple ones. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Maybe there. Anyway, they're the purple spotted ones. So I think this year, instead of harvesting all of them, I might actually like genetically select the more pink and more purple ones. Oh, and a couple days ago I went through and harvested all of my rhubarb, and I didn't really want to look at how tall the sunflower is. It's got to be at least 8 feet tall by now. I'm glad it's one of the tall ones, because the rest of them in the yard aren't. So I went through and harvested all of the rhubarb. This one already has a new leaf up, and it's pushing out some more. The bees keep fighting for my nicely blooming oregano here. I keep picking off more and more harlequin bugs. I finally, right there, I chopped down all of the mustard. I harvested the seeds and made some handmade mortar ground mustard, and it's absolutely amazing. Ooh, look, it's butterflies. It's absolutely amazing. I realize the mustard seed themselves bring the spice, and you don't have to add horseradish. So if you make it cold and quickly with vinegar, immediately it's spicy. But if you make it with like warm water, then it'll just turn out like yellow non-spicy mustard. Oh, and I ordered some, they're maybe this big, really small watermelons earlier this week. They came 2 days ago, Wednesday. Today's Friday. And it looks like they want 75 days to ripen. Maybe I can squeeze 75 more days out of the growing season, and I planted them right here where you're looking at, behind where the Moon and Stars melon is, that somehow I assume won't give me fruit again this year. So I planted them all over the place here. I cut off all of the forming zucchinis on here because it was looking gross because of squash vine borer, so I just pulled everything off so that it can restart. So this rhubarb has to grow back again, this rhubarb has to grow back again, that rhubarb has to grow back again. Oh, and all of my potatoes are doing miserably. I assume all I'm going to get this year is the sweet potatoes. So I've tried for 2 years in a row to grow regular potatoes. It doesn't really work, so that's that. Those are those beans from the neighbor's seed last year that probably got pollen mixed up with all of the nice bush beans that I was growing last year, because those are seed that I saved from last year because I don't own the packet. It was from the neighbor. So I've harvested the sage, and I've harvested all of the rhubarb, and I've been harvesting all the beans as green beans. At the end of this month I'm going to stop that and just let them all ripen. And what else? That might be it. It's kind of hot out, so I'm gonna go back in and maybe I'll do the second half of this inside with the tropical plants, because I don't think we've seen them as often. Oh, and the gourds are climbing up that trellis. They're a little bit of a smaller plant, so we'll see if it can hold up. If it can get all the way to the passion fruit trellis, that would be really interesting. Some of them climbed up on their own. Some of them I put up there just to get them out of the shade of the pumpkins. Okay, till later. Let me film here a little bit more because I said I would. Is this in focus? So I just finished the mowing. I don't know if you can tell, but I chopped back the black walnut in the back. That was essentially a bush. Now it's 2 starts on that old stump. So hopefully it starts looking like a tree again. The flowers are coming along well. Where's my finger? That sunflower is the only survivor in there from the deer onslaught. Maybe there's more hiding in there, but that one's the good looking one. The one in the middle of my veggie garden, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. That fence around my veggie garden is like 6 or 7 feet, so I guess it's the genetics from all of the 6 to, I think it was even 12-foot tall sunflower seeds I got last year. What else? They've been digging back there, the corner of that church lot. Again, where's my finger? Right there, they've been digging down. I think it's the connection to the water, because I saw the water trucks coming through. Who knows? Oh, they put a tape down too. Interesting. Maybe I'll go walk down there. Maybe I won't though. My back hurts after all of that. So not only was it the mowing, but I carried a heavy watermelon yesterday. I got one from one of the farmers markets, so I shouldn't have done that. Interesting. It's never had green around it before. Let me see if I can get this thing to focus. There we go. So it's never had green around it like before. It's Densiflora by Rob Cantley. That is a very nice picture. Ooh, and Cebuenensis by Trismatiensis made me an upper. She's such a pretty girl. Maybe she'll bloom for me again. I wonder if I've got some lowers growing in too. Ooh, I think I do. Nice. All the way in the back there. I'm excited. Everybody just kind of stops growing in the middle of winter. I'm not sure why. These aren't temperates or anything, but that's Peter D'Amato. Aristolochoides is slowly bouncing back. This is the last remaining Leilani Nepenthes that I had gotten for my last trip there. I really wish that trip had survived because it was such a nice plant, but oh well. What else? This guy is chugging along. This is that Jacqueline by Amai, or maybe it's the reverse cross, but the pictures are so nice. I auctioned off a piece of it in the NASC this year. Look at that nice dark, I think it's a colocasia instead of an alocasia. This is some like xanthosperma or something. Ooh, he opened up a new leaf. Very nice. He's been working on it for a couple weeks. What else? I pollinated this girl. I got some pollen from online. Hopefully, because it was, all of the flowers were open by the time that I got the pollen. I guess I should have asked sooner. I thought I had pollen in my fridge, but it had all gone moldy. So I ended up asking a little bit late, but hopefully most of it sets and I get some nice seeds out of it. What else? Oh, I guess I should clean up some of those brown pitchers in there. Oh, and I moved the, what is it, Monstera dubia to over here to get a little bit more light. Because the leaves kept getting smaller and smaller, so I thought to myself, maybe it just needs a little bit more light. Because the leaves were getting smaller and smaller on this one too, is why I moved it over here. And I just pulled the tip of the plant out from a nook in this cork too. It was kind of growing into it. I don't know if it needed help or not, but I gave it some help. This one, I'm glad it finally made that leaf, because I was thinking it might be a goner for a while. I stopped watering it so much because, as we know, my problem is overwatering. And, oh, the cactuses are doing well outside. Ooh, a new picture on the Casiana cross. This is such a nice plant. Love Casiana. That's about it, I think. Ooh, did I show you the Monstera obliqua, that Peruvian one that everybody wants? I made one of those really fenestrated leaves for me. How do I even get my hand in there? It's really pretty. I love it. I'm glad it only took 3 leaves to get to that place, and I'm glad this terrarium is where it wants to live. Okay, enough of me till next week. Bye.